A home was flipped on its side and several campers damaged at an RV park in East Texas Thursday afternoon as severe weather continued across the plains for a second day, bringing tornadoes, hail and flooding. The RV park damage occurred around 2:30 p.m. CT at the Whispering Pines RV Park in Rusk County, about 130 miles southeast of Dallas. There were initial reports that at least 2 people were injured, but Rusk County Sheriff Johnwayne Valdez said those at the RV park were safe.
Oh my God.
I lost the tree.
Hit the house?
The tree, no.
Look at me, we need to get in that truck now. If this gets any worse. No, in the truck.
Deadly flooding hits Afghanistan. At least 22 people were killed in floods that affected 12 Afghan provinces. The western provinces of Badghis and Faryab as well as the northern province of Baghlan were particularly hard hit. A total of about 500 houses were destroyed and another 2,000 were damaged, said the head of the Public Relations Office of Afghanistan's National Disaster Management Authority. Floods caused by torrential rains affected 1,200 hectares of agricultural land and 300 cattle were killed. Dust storms hit Iraq. Airports in Baghdad, Najaf and several other Iraqi cities temporarily shut down because of the dust storms that struck central Iraq. Thousands of Iraqis have gone to hospitals and clinics, with allergic bronchitis and respiratory illnesses, according to the Iraqi government's medical department. Sources say local hospitals may soon face a crisis due to a lack of necessary funds to treat lung diseases. According to media reports, road traffic has also partially stopped due to the storms. Iraq has seen an increase in dust and sandstorms in recent years, including in recent weeks. Most Iraqis say they can't recall experiencing so many storms in such a short period of time. Summers in Iraq are getting hotter, with temperatures reaching record highs of 52 degrees in the past 2 years. The country's agricultural sector, heavily dependent on the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, has also suffered from drought and heat due to falling water levels. According to the UN, Iraq's 2020-2021 season was the second driest in 40 years. The death toll from the collapse of a residential building in the southeastern Chinese city of Changsha has risen to 53. According to the local authorities, the search operation at the site of the accident has been completed. Within a week, rescuers retrieved 10 victims from under the rubble. Recall that the 8-story building with a store, a hotel and apartments collapsed in the morning on April 29. According to preliminary data, the cause of the tragedy was the illegal reconstruction and superstructure of additional floors. Police detained 9 people, including the owner of the object and the head of construction works. An investigation is underway. 55 natural fires continue to blaze in Russian regions. Over 55 blazes on the total area of over 16,000 hectares are still burning on the territory of Russia. 23 fires have been successfully localized. According to the press service of the Ministry of Emergency Situations, over 4,000 people, special machines and aviation are involved in extinguishing the fires. Earlier it was reported that the fire hazardous situation in Primory has improved. The reason is the rains that have rained in the region. Not a single fire was registered the day before. Several states face significant wildfire danger in coming months. Wildfires have already burned more than 1 million acres of land in the USA this year, and the months ahead present significant fire potential to all or parts of more than a dozen states. Areas where multiple large wildfires are already burning, including parts of the Southwest, Rocky Mountains and Plains, remain at the greatest risk heading into summer due to ongoing drought and abundant fire fuels such as dried-out vegetation, according to the latest wildfire outlook released Friday by the National Interagency Fire Center. State and local officials across the region are bracing themselves, and warning residents to stay aware of local conditions. I feel good about how prepared we are, but I know we're going to have some tough days, some bad days, Mike Morgan, director of the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control, said during a recent presentation of the state's fire annual wildfire plan. While most fires are sparked by human activities, lightning in particular has historically set off several large fires in California. 9 of the state's top 20 largest wildfires were caused by lightning, most of them in the past 2 record-breaking wildfire seasons. Magnetic storms in May 2022. In May, the first G1 magnetic storm is expected on May 7 to 8. But geomagnetic outbursts will start on May 6 and last until May 9. The magnetic storm will be weak but could have a negative impact on the health of weather-dependent and elderly people, so they need to be cautious on these days. The second burst of solar activity will last from May 13 to 16. A moderate G1-G2 magnetic storm is expected on May 26 to 27. A magnetic storm of this level could have a strong negative impact on the health of weather-dependent people and people with cardiovascular diseases. Several geomagnetic bursts are also expected during the month. During these periods, people who are weather-dependent should also pay special attention to their health. But we should remember that the sun is not constant, so its activity forecast may change. Magnetic storms are expected on May 7, 8, 26 and 27. Small geomagnetic flashes are possible on May 2, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21 and 28. Magnetic storms are thought to affect both the blood vessels and the human psyche. And the longer this impact, the more exhausted and irritable the person becomes. Both meteodependent and healthy people suffer from magnetic activity.